Hi, I'm back again, Perpetually Red here. So I'm doing this like right after my last video, posted my TBR video. And I'm gonna start my vlog now. So, this is still the 7th of January, and I've picked out a few of the books from my TBR to kind of sample. I'm not sure if I'll sample it or just like go right in and read it, but I have already started this one in between the two videos. I read the first short story and it was quite entertaining. I was a little worried about this one because it was short stories, and it says it's from like based on true stories from all around the world, but the first one was a little bit of a jewel heist, so it was funny. It was funny and fun. So yeah, so this one's going well. This first story out of 15 read, so very nice. And then I'm going to, I have a little, let's see, I have a historical, like, action, it looks like. This is a romance, a beach romance. This is a historical mystery. Then I have, I'm not sure what you would call this one. I mean, it's general fiction, I guess. Magical realism, maybe? Not sure. And then I have this nonsense of a fantasy book. So, I'm gonna start reading those. I might just do like read a chapter and then come back and decide which one I'm gonna like go forward with. But I'll tell you when I know. Okay, a little bit of a scene change. I'm in my reading chair now. I've read the first 2 chapters of this one by Rochelle Ehlers, The Seaside Cafe. This is book 1 of the book club. So it's not nearly as cheerful as it seems by the cover, but I'm kind of enjoying it, so I'm gonna continue it. Let's see, and I already see, like, this is a start of a series. I can already tell, like, the other people that will be in the romances from, going forward in the series. Let's see, there's quite a bit of trauma going on, being mentioned, so, yeah. Lots of divorce, lots of unhappy marriages, some lost children. It's not cheerful, but I'm hoping that it'll get that way, because this is supposed to be, this is kind of like middle-aged women coming together and like fixing their lives a little bit, getting happier. So that'll be good. Yeah, so like I said, 2 chapters into that. I'm gonna continue reading that one, but I'm kind of challenging to like start a few different books and see what I want to read like right now. So next up is this one. So yeah, I'll come back in a sec. This one's just as ridiculous and full of action as I expected it to be. So, yay. I will continue reading this. I'm 25 pages in, like, to chapter 6 or so. So far, there have been vampires and aliens and a little interlude of dinosaurs. So, fun times. There's a lot of action described in this. It's pretty decent, decently described. Like, I can understand what's happening mostly. And yeah, so fun time. Next is Mitch Albom, The Next Person You Meet in Heaven. So quite a different feel to this one. Right, a few minutes later, I've read 30 pages of The Next Person You Meet in Heaven. So the whole time I'm reading it, it's like counting down to her death, and it's like just tingles. So I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely gonna continue reading this one. So it looks like I'm not having any books that I'm not gonna continue, so that's exciting. yeah, so the next one I'm gonna go with is Zorro, and an adventure, I'm assuming, by Isabel Allende. I really should have looked that up in between the two videos, but I'm just so excited to read right now that I'm just jumping in. Okay, I'll talk a little more once I've read more. I'll be back. Okay, it's Friday the 12th, and I meant to record this along and along. Didn't happen. So anyway, we're here now, and I finished a couple books. So I wrote up my little notes as I was finishing and like reading and stuff. So I'll just kind of paraphrase as I read this. So on Monday the 9th, I finished my first book of the year. It was this one, The Next Person You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. This one had me tearing up in parts. The main character, Annie, as the title suggests, finds herself in heaven. And just like in the first series, it's about the first people that she, It's about the first people she meets in heaven, the first 5. She meets 5 individuals that have touched her life, whether she knew it or not. It's a touching sort of tale, sort of a redemption / finding meaning in life, while, I didn't find all the morals of the story spot on, enough of them to like hit me as profound. I gave it a 4.5. It's dreamy, whimsical, fable-like story, and it reminds me of the movie What Dreams May Come, with Robin Williams. I recommend it to anyone who likes magical realism and needs a bit of a cry. So, yeah. And it's funny, the reason I chose that one, I'm like, okay, I was really enjoying this one. And I'm like, I'm not going to make this the first read of the year, But, I mean, it was silly, but anyway. Okay, so I was super enjoying this one. So absolute silliness of zombies versus aliens versus vampires versus dinosaurs by Jeff Abacov. I've been enjoying it immensely. I wrote this like in the middle of the book, so the tenses will be kind of odd, but I've been enjoying it immensely, and it's such a potato chip of a book. I didn't want to ruin my appetite for this year. That's why I read the other book first. And we'll skip that part. Let's see. Okay, so I stayed up late on Monday to finish this book, and what I can say about this book is it's a campy alien invasion such as the movie Mars Attacks, with over-the-top action, badly behaving humans, vampire zombies, and dinos. Oh my. It's a hilarious romp through body horror, death, and the end of the world as you know it. Like I said, the action is so over the top, but it's very easy to follow. A macho action movie that's laughing at itself and everybody else. The characters are caricatures of archetypes and insulting to all. So just know that going in. But I do recommend, if you love campy horror action movies or books, a fun time was had, and I think it did everything it set out to do, and I don't think it was acting as if it was going to be anything different. And before that, I gave it 4.5 stars as well. Okay, so the last thing I had been doing before my little time away from filming was I was reading a bit of Zorro by Isabel Allende. And let's see, let me scroll back up. So at the point where I was at, I'm like page 30. I'm still page 30. Haven't read any more in this. Zorro's parents have met and gotten married. And it's pretty slow reading. I should have thought about this more, but the writing seems kind of flat. And I don't know if that's because it was translated and like poorly translated. I don't know. But the one action scene was pretty good. The like fighting, it was okay. Like it was pretty easy to follow what was going on, and I like a good action scene. Like that's one thing I love. So yeah, I plan on reading some more. I at least want to get to the point where Zorro is in the book, so I'm not there yet. I'm gonna continue reading that some more. I also finished a couple more stories in There by Hangs a Thread by Jeffrey Archer. They weren't quite as funny as the first story. The second and third weren't, but they were still pretty great, and I will continue reading. Let's see. So then a little thing on Tuesday arrived, and I wanted to show you my cute little figures that I got in the mail. It's not reading, but I got Frog from the Little Voyagers and Hamster. This is from the Sub-Zero little set, blind box set. And I just wanted to collect one of each of the little guys. I love them so much. I think they're so cute. I love the colors, and they match my shirt. So yeah, I unboxed those, but I couldn't be bothered to turn the camera on. But anyway, after I figure out, I kind of want to put them like behind here. I don't know if I'll get some like little tiny shelves or what for behind my book chair. And truthfully, I move my furniture so much that it's a wonder that my little star chair for reading is still right here. So my house is always in flux. So I'll figure it out. But what I've spent the most time between this Tuesday and today, Friday, was reading Death Below Stairs by Jennifer Ashley. So far, I'm about halfway through. I've actually been listening. The rest of these I've been reading physically, but this one I chose to read audiobook because I was hoping, and they do have some really good accents in this. I don't know who the narrator, the voice actor is, but she's very good, and it's very enjoyable. Let's see. So I don't know what time this is. It's not Victorian, but it's like the space between. I'm terrible with like periods of history. 1881. So it's in London, and it's very class heavy, like whether the main character, oh my goodness, I don't remember her name, Mrs. Holloway, is a cook. You can tell I don't have my notes for this one. But she's a cook she's just got a new position, and her assistant gets murdered. So because she has only been there a day, but has felt a connection with this assistant, she is trying to solve the murder. So it starts out sort of a cozy mystery, but it's more like if you've read the Deanna Raybourn series. I've only read the first one, A Curious Beginning. What's it called? The Stoker. What's her name? Veronica Speedwell. I think Veronica Speedwell is Stoker series. Yeah, I would say that if you like at least the first book, if you like that time period and the feeling of a strong female character that you know, doesn't always get what they want because they are female. I would say this woman in this book tries to fit in a lot more than Veronica does, with like what is acceptable for a lady, for women, for a person of her class and post. So that's frustrating, but also understandable for, you know, writing in this time period. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I'm like 50% through. I'm definitely going to finish this. I'm enjoying the mystery because it's a historical mystery. Don't know if that's said. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to finish this because I want to know how it's all going to play out. She does have a love interest, in this one, who, you know, it's like a mystery. Who is he exactly? He plays all these different roles, and so that's fun. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'll try to write up notes for it so I'm a little more put together. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. And I will finish this probably today. And before I post this, I will let you know how it all ends. Well, I won't have any spoilers, but you know, okay. Bye. Hello, finishing off this vlog. It's a little bit longer than a week, but anyway, I finished this book, Death Below Stairs by Jennifer Ashley. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 stars. We're about to have a kitty in the lap. We'll visit her. Oh, there's Artemis. So, yes. Anyway, this book was enjoyable. I think I gave it a 4 stars. Oh, goodness. Anyway, so, yeah. Just wrapping this vlog up, and I've also decided to DNF those other 2 books, Zorro and The Seaside Cafe. I've just decided, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with them. I've just decided they're not for me for now. I may come back to them at some point in the future. Who knows? But just for now, not for me. But yeah, I read like 8 books this week. I think I've talked to you about 5 of them. I'm not sure on my math, but okay, so my last clip, I think I said goodbye, but then I never posted the video, so I'm gonna just do a continuation. It's now the 26th of January, and I've only read the like 5 of the books that I had picked out from the A authors. I did read 5 of these. I had already read 4 of them, so 2 of them were rereads. Yeah, I think there are plenty of people who've done a better job at explaining these, so I'll just say read them. They're very good. They're novellas, portal fiction, so these can go back to the library. And I'm gonna do kind of a quick read through of the first chapter or so of these to see if I just need to return them not read, or if I'm gonna try to read them quickly. I'm gonna say I'll pick like 4 out of this bunch that's left over to try to read to the end. Some of these aren't part of it though. Let's see. This is not. This is not. This is not. So there's a few less, and then all of these. So this is what I'm working with. I'm gonna try to read a chapter of each one and kind of decide which, like 4, I'm gonna try to read the rest of this week. So wish me luck. Okay, so some time has passed and I've chosen 4 books to read. I'm gonna read this romance by Louisa May Alcott, The Inheritance, and Ghoster by Jason Arnott. Should be kind of a thrillery horror. Magician's Impossible by Brad Abraham. Yeah, Abraham. Some magical things. And Half a King by Joe Abercrombie, which I really love the First Law series by him. So that's the ones I'm going to try to finish up this week. And that means all these other library books can go back. So we're going to get my bag. I'm going to pack them up. Take them back. So the ones that didn't make it were The Book Tomorrow by Cecilia Ahern. And like I said, some of these I've read the first chapter of and decided to pass, but then other ones like that one and this one, St. Maisie, I just decided I just wasn't feeling it at the time. I read the first chapter of this and decided not for me, not for now at least. That's Lost Lake. I just passed these up right away. The thrillers, and I was just like, not now. Did not like the first chapter of this. Eenie Meenie by M.J. Arledge. Didn't care for the first chapter. And also didn't care for the first chapter of this, which is another thriller, which I am not a big thriller reader. So, yes. So that's one bag ready to go. Not one I talked about, but The Never Ending Story. It'll just have to be another time. In the bag it goes. And as for these, I've read these two a couple years ago. Really loved these. I didn't reread them because I'd reread them some other, I don't know. I think I've read them more than once. I don't remember now. But I reread these two. Still 5 stars. All of these got 5 stars, I believe. Yes, and then I read these 3 for the first time a couple weekends ago. Also 5 stars. Love them all. So yes, I have 2 bags ready to go back to the library. And I'm going to read these 4 and hopefully enjoy those. And I'll talk about them as I read them. I have some other books that I don't know if I'll get to anytime soon, so I may have to take those back to the library as well. Which I did I looked at my stats of last year, and it winds up I read 4 books that I owned, and the other 145 were all from the library. So yeah, I'm definitely a library reader. So I'm excited for next month's challenge of Be Author. So be authors. So that should be fun. And I'll get back to you once I've read some. Well, as you can see, I've bleached my hair again. I'm getting ready to try some different lavender dye that will hopefully make it more permanent. So I never got around to reading those 4 books I put on the short list for January, but oh well. I finished of the month reading 4 manga that are on Kindle Unlimited, which I just got. Don't Call Me Dirty, Don't Call Me Daddy, and those are 2 different ones by Guru Kanba, and Star Collection Volume 1 and 2 by Anna Backhausen. So not much to say about any of those, all 4 of them. They're all romances of the gay variety, not much depth to them, but they're simple and fun, and you know, I had a decent time with them. So that's gonna wrap up my January reading. I've read 13 books overall, so I don't regret my slump there, my reading slump there at the end. And I already know what next month's reading is gonna be. So I'm super excited. My next month's reading vlog. I'm super excited. So I hope you'll, you know, tune in. I think my life is gonna get itself together a little bit more in February. So here's hoping. And yeah, I hope to see you there. Bye.